To you. This is Stephen Mbide coming to you from one of the buildings here in Kampala. I'm going to be speaking to Maukuta South MP, Honorable Yusuf Nsibambi, but we know him as a lawyer, a top-notch lawyer here in Kampala. Just a few days ago, he was appointed as a new chief whip of FDC in Parliament, but we've seen petition after petition, and just yesterday we saw a communication from the Speaker of Parliament saying that she is not really taking Honorable Yusuf Nsibambi as the new chief whip. Honorable, this seems not to be all well for FDC, but also for harmonious living in Parliament. Isn't it so?
Yeah, it is, but it's quite surprising that the Speaker had tried such a letter in the circumstances. First of all, these are internal issues. If there are any internal disputes, the petition should have been brought before the internal organs of FDC. And if the internal organs failed, one has to go to court, and then the court order or directive can be enforced by the Speaker. The Speaker had to accept a letter from the Secretary General seeking for further particulars like minutes that would be now entering internal matters of the party. Likewise, I was nominated and designated by an organ called the Working Committee, which is the cabinet organ of the FDC party according to our constitution. And it is this Working Committee with such powers to appoint whips. In fact, my predecessor, Honorable Semuju, was appointed by the same organ. The minutes are available, but it's not a requirement that you must present minutes of an internal minutes of a party.
So can you confirm that there was a meeting that was attended by members of Parliament?
The Working Committee meeting was there. I did not attend myself. There were 6 members that attended, and a resolution was passed, and communication was made by the Secretary General. Direct, don't have here to attach minutes. The same case happened also when they were appointing Honorable Semuju. In fact, in his case, there were only 5 members, and he also attended. So I think what is going on and the halabalo is uncalled for. I was appointed properly, and I'm sure the Secretary General has supplied evidence, so it will be rectified in due course. But I'm always surprised that the Speaker came in. She's actually supposed to be even on leave, and within a day, she had to write a letter of that kind.
You know, Honorable, as a chief, in quotes, chief superintendent of Parliament business, House business, I think she's looking at harmonious living of her members, looking at the way things are ongoing, the way things are going on in FDC. Members of Parliament, some of them are not speaking to each other. They're coming from the same party, same house, but they're not speaking to each other. I think she's looking at harmonious living.
Yeah, you don't have to do that by writing a letter, stopping a process. Now, as we have no leader in the House. You cannot really impose a leader to a party. It's the party which is supposed under our rules to designate such leadership. Otherwise, if you want really to find out whether a person was properly nominated or not, then you are taking over a different role. You know, that's not the speakership role.
According to her letter, she quotes that section 6J, subsection 1 of the administration of Parliament.
What does it say? Does it give her powers to do that? You know, she's doing it. I think she's being overzealous. And personally, I'm not like fighting for the place, but we are saying we need the leadership which can coordinate with our party headquarters, as the rules presuppose, for us to ensure there's harmony. But at the same time, you have to have business going on in the House. Now, what happens? Who is sitting on the business committee, for example? Who is doing all these other works of whipping us in Parliament? The other day, actually yesterday, the Deputy Speaker called upon whips to whip members for us to raise a quorum. And I don't think Honorable Semuju now has the legitimacy in light of what he's talking about the party. Who can now talk about the party position when you are calling the party president, the Secretary General, in charge as lunatics? So really we have a very big problem which must be addressed.
When you talk about addressing that big problem, have you since yesterday had a chat with other members of Parliament coming from FDC or even the Speaker herself to see how you can iron out these issues? Because they seem to be spreading the internal conflict within that we see day by day in FDC.
Yeah, I've tried to talk to other members. Actually, out of 31 members, only 9 signed that petition. And actually, it is also funny that the petition before the Speaker, only 5 people had signed at the time of submission. But now, again, backdoor, the Speaker's office allowed them to add additional signatures because they had only 5 at the time of submission. So really, all this is really worrying. And the other members wanted to write a counter petition, and I said that's not called for. We should not draw Parliament as an organ into the fights at Katonga and Najanankumbi. We have actually been neutral until Honorable Mijuche and a few other members involved Parliament into this. I thought by having a neutral body called Parliament, that would really ensure that we try to be there as arbiters. And I try to do that, so I don't want really to comment about what is going on. I'm very sure within a few days we'll have something positive. This party is very strong. I saw at the National Council, the Wananchi are very happy to have their party strong. It's just the leadership crisis which can be addressed. It's a matter of governance, administrative issues, and personal ego.
Thank you, Senior Counsel Honorable Yusuf Nsibambi, the MP for Maokota South. Also, recently we saw him being appointed Chief Whip of FDC, though there are still some contention on whether he will be the new whip or he will not be. We shall keep following this development as it happens in Parliament of Uganda. Stephen Mbide handing you back to studio.